Buenos Aires is famous for steak, tango, and football legends. But what really makes a city special isn't just food or the dance. More specifically, it's where the people go. If you've ever heard of the term third places, you know it refers to those public spots outside of the home, which is first place, and work, second place, where community happens. Cafes, parks, plazas, bookstores, and even tango dance halls. In this video, I'm taking you on a journey through some of the city's most iconic places and showing you why Buenos Aires should win the World Cup for something no one else talks about: third places. Lionel Messi would be proud. If you remember from my previous vlog about our Argentine peso problem, we finally got to go on the city tour that we had put a deposit down with our precious cash. Seriously, watch that vlog to find out why I'm being dramatic about the cash situation. Our journey begins at Floralis Genérica, a giant metal flower that opens its petals every morning and closes at night.
It's missing 2 petals due to a storm about 2 years ago that broke those 2 petals. Poor broken flower. But you know what? I don't mind it missing the petals.
Yeah, because you can see the solar cells that's supposed to control the petals more clearly. It's not just a sculpture that draws people. The park itself is a gathering point, a green space for locals and tourists alike to sit, relax, journal, sip mate, or do absolutely nothing. It's peaceful, it's public, it's poetic, a third place that literally opens itself up to the world. Moving on, we're going to the most obvious example of a third place, a bookstore. El Ateneo is a former theater-turned-bookstore that regularly ranks among the most beautiful in the world, as you'll see.
Remember in your Spanish classes, your Spanish teacher would say to take out sus libros? Well, we're here at a really big bookstore. We don't have too many Barnes and Nobles anymore because a lot of them are closed. I mean, there are just a few locations around, but man, even the biggest Barnes and Nobles I can think of in Torrance, nothing like this. I think it's only 2 stories, but this here, there are several stories. It keeps going on and on. It's not just those stairs, but take a look at this. Is this an opera house or is this a bookstore? This building started off as a theater in 1919, and then it became a cinema, and then it became a bookstore. But I'm glad that they left the original designs on the inside. And over there on stage, you can get some reading done. So how's that for your reading nook? Your reading nook is a stage. It's another example of a third place in Buenos Aires, and it's beautiful. This is the most beautiful bookstore I've ever been. It certainly rivals the last bookstore in downtown LA. Another great place to check out if you're in LA.
Beyond the beauty, it's the vibe. People reading, lounging, conversing. This is the third place for thinkers, dreamers, introverts, and romantics.
That looks like theater boxes for the VIPs if you wanted to get a good seat in the theater. Just getting a kick out of this. The stage is now a cafe for you to get a coffee, talk to some people, talk with your friends, enjoy a book, maybe get some work done.
There's no rush. People sit with coffee and books on supportive chairs like it's the 19th century, and somehow it still feels modern.
Yes, we are here in Buenos Aires, but at some point I do want to make my way down to Antarctica. I'm glad to see that they're still selling physical books. Kindle and ebooks haven't put them out of business.
Grand staircases, velvet curtains, and rows upon rows of books. I love how El Ateneo is a third place down to its roots as a former theater. The biggest show here is building a sense of community and gathering.
Not just books that they have manga here. Yeah, you know it's real manga because look, there's Dragon Ball Z.
Don't believe me that it's a place to gather? How about a mashup of the famous Argentine comic character Mafalda with Harry Potter? It's not wizardry that brought them together. Let's head over to a real theater next. If you've ever doubted that the arts are a vital third place, step into Teatro Colón. One of the world's greatest opera houses, it's where the city's creativity takes center stage. It's more than a performance venue, it's where strangers sit side by side, share silence, gasps, and applause. That's community. That's connection. Too bad on this tour we didn't get to go inside, but they do offer them at the theater if you're interested. Or perhaps if you have time in your schedule, you can go to a show. Standing tall and proud in the middle of the widest avenue in the world, the Obelisk is more than a monument. It's a rallying point. Locals joke that if you wait long enough at the Obelisk, you'll run into everyone you've ever met. For celebrations, protests, parties, and proposals, every city has a heartbeat. This is Buenos Aires' pulse. We're used to thinking of government buildings as off-limits or unwelcoming, but the Casa Rosada and Plaza de Mayo are different. Locals come here to engage, to remember history, to push for change. It's where democracy lives in public view, a stage for the people, by the people.
This is the Casa Rosada, and this is where the president of Argentina works at. In the US, we have the White House. Everybody knows what that is, but I feel like it's kind of hard to get to the White House. It's pretty heavily guarded. What I do appreciate about the location of the Casa Rosada is that it's here at the Plaza de Mayo. You can see all sorts of people walking right in front of it. I feel like it kind of builds a sense of community, like you're kind of close to the president. You don't have to cross too many security guards. I mean, yeah, I do see security guards there, but you know what I'm saying with the White House, like you're really far away from it unless you purchase a White House tour. And meanwhile, I'm standing about 10 meters away and no one's shooing me away. Yeah, so it feels like the space in front of the Casa Rosada is a complete third place. The Plaza de Mayo, a complete third place. It's a place where people could gather, hang out, and I love how they have the Casa Rosada over there. Just feel like the government has put a lot of investment towards creating third places. I feel like places like this build a strong sense of national identity. I see a lot of types of people here. I definitely see tour groups. I also see family with their kids here. And over there, I'm not going to film them because they're minors. I see a group of teenagers just hanging out, having lunch. Yeah, they're not on their screens, they're actually talking to each other.
Plaza de Mayo isn't just about history, it's about presence. It's where the mothers of the disappeared still march. It's where people show up to demand, to remember, to celebrate. Third places aren't always neutral. Sometimes they're powerful. We then headed over to Puerto Madero, which I had covered in more detail in my oldest and newest Buenos Aires neighborhood vlog. This sleek, modern waterfront is Buenos Aires reimagined. Where warehouses once stood, now there are cafes, restaurants, walkways, and benches. Whether you're jogging, sipping espresso, or just watching the water shimmer, Puerto Madero is proof that third places can evolve and still feel rooted. Our tour guide told us that he liked coming out here to hang out with his friends, so there you go with a testimonial from a local. Third places don't always have to be in a high-end neighborhood. Sometimes you can find them in working-class neighborhoods. After all, the need to build community is universal and crosses socioeconomic boundaries, and hence we found ourselves driving by the distinctive yellow and blue of La Boca. La Boca is one of the most iconic neighborhoods in Buenos Aires, where art, football, and working-class spirit come together. And tucked right here is La Casa del Diez, a place dedicated to Diego Maradona, Argentina's beloved football hero. But it's more than a museum. It feels like a home. The walls are covered with photos, jerseys, and memories of a legend who defined not just the sport, but the soul of the country. We even had lunch here, sitting among the tributes. It didn't feel like a restaurant. It felt like being invited into someone's living room where every corner tells a story. There's Mafalda showing her support for football or soccer.
This is the closest I'm going to get to holding the World Cup, sponsored by Coca-Cola.
After all, isn't Coca-Cola supposed to bring the world together? Hey, not only is it the official drink of the FIFA World Cup until 2030, but it's also the official drink of third places. For lunch, we had empanadas because that's traditionally Argentine. We also had a choripan, which is a sausage sandwich.
I don't know what it is about getting Coca-Cola outside of the US. It just tastes better. It tastes like the drink that I had in my childhood. Or maybe it's just being out here with people that the Coke tastes a lot better.
That's the magic of La Boca and La Casa del Diez. You come for football and art, but you leave with a sense of belonging. And that's exactly what makes it a third place. We now leave behind the yellow and blue buildings and go somewhere more colorful. Caminito is the heart of La Boca, and it feels like the whole neighborhood has turned into one big living room. Originally a humble alleyway built along an old railroad track, it was revived by artists in the mid-20th century who painted the houses in bold, mismatched colors. Today, it's not just a tourist stop, it's a living third place. Tango dancers perform in the restaurants, artists set up their easels, locals sell crafts, and everyone, tourists and Porteños alike, mingles in the open air. There's no ticket to get in, no velvet rope keeping people out. Caminito belongs to everyone who wanders through.
I love it. It's bright, colorful, just makes me happy looking at the buildings. Talk about a third space being fun. Well, come out here. It's like a circus, but a circus in a good way. Like when you were a kid, the circus came to town and you're excited to go see the show. I hear tango music going on, and then there are people trying to get you to dance tango with them. There's even somebody dressed as Maradona trying to get you to take a photo with him, but I'm sure you have to pay. How funny. They have Messi holding the World Cup up there.
Doesn't matter if you solely like tango, football, or music. Everyone is welcome. I'm even more convinced that Buenos Aires has the World Cup for third places.
That enclosure does look like a circus tent. I love how they're keeping with the theme. Yeah, and that's what they're exchanging for right now. I think we got a better deal at Western Union.
Don't forget to look above and appreciate the mannequins, which adds to the whimsical nature of Caminito. We then found ourselves in a little alleyway where they sold all sorts of trinkets and souvenirs, and most importantly, there was some live music.
Even the floors are festively painted. It's just like a circus. So if you don't plan on buying anything, it doesn't matter. Just go in here in the courtyard. It's just nothing but fun and joy.
See what I mean about tango dancing in the restaurants? Either have a seat at the restaurant or peek through the windows.
Hey, I recognize this guy. It's a choripan. We just ate a choripan for lunch. El Rey del Chori. Yeah, he's the king of choripans.
It's messy, it's musical, it's communal, and that's exactly what makes it a powerful third place. In Caminito, the neighborhood itself is the stage, and the people are the story. Now that concludes the city tour during the daytime, but don't forget that Buenos Aires has a lively nightlife. Third places don't just happen when it's light outside. Buenos Aires is the birthplace of tango, and there's no better way to feel that energy than at a milonga. We spent the night at Marabú, a historic tango club that dates back to the 1930s, when this whole area pulsed with dance halls. Inside, it feels like stepping into another era. Wooden floors, polished smooth by decades of dancers, low lights, live music carrying the melancholy sound of the bandoneon. And that's the beauty of the milonga. It's not a show for tourists, it's a social space, a third place. You don't need to know anyone when you walk in. You find your place through the dance. There's a ritual to it, the cabeceo, where a nod of the head invites everyone to dance. You finish a tanda, share thank you, and maybe you never see that person again. But for those 3 minutes, you're connected. I don't know how to tango, but I still had a great time here. The milonga is open to everyone, from experienced dancers to curious tourists. Tango in a club like Marabú is proof that third places don't just exist in daylight plazas and cafes. They also thrive at night, in music, in movement, in community. The dance floor becomes a public square and everyone belongs. What struck me most about Buenos Aires is that third places aren't just add-ons here. They're the soul of the city. From colorful streets in La Boca to the hushed pages of El Ateneo, from the Obelisk to the dance floor at Marabú, every corner invites you to linger, to connect, to be part of something bigger than yourself. It's not just monuments or museums, it's about how people use these spaces day and night to gather and create community. That's why, if there were a World Cup for third places, Buenos Aires would be hoisting the trophy. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and tell me in the comments, what's your favorite third place, either here in Buenos Aires or back at home?